So when the 8th Mobile Suit Team series came out in the late 90s, we started getting some high-grade kits. And one of the ones I was always trying to get and finally did several years ago was the high-grade Gouf Flight Type. I always loved the Gouf Custom, but the Flight Type has been a close second, if not on par, just because a lot of it is the Gouf Custom in design, but it has a lot more interesting pieces like these thick Domish legs with these turbines. You got these kind of, they remind me of like the GP01 full Burnian, the backpack, just like pieces cut off it. And then a little teeny wing pack that does nothing. Got some stickers. And there's some more stickers. These ones here have to wrap around the entire vent. And then the metallic red vent is also a sticker. You gotta try and get into the little crevices to make it look right. Stickers on the stomach, sticker for the mono eye. You know what? That's not too bad. 1998 is when this thing came out. And so that's not terrible. It does have some nice color, separation of the thrusters, vents in the back of the legs. Would have been nice if these actual turbines were separate pieces, but they're not. They're just molded in. But the molding's there. So if you want to paint it, yeah, it'll look good. And even now, it's got good proportions. Now, posability-wise, it's gonna suffer because, well, 98. But you can do some stuff with it. The arms are pretty hindered, even though the shoulder armor can get out of the way. Well, can't really do much because there's nothing. It's just a peg, which a lot of the older kits did, just a peg into the arm. And no bicep rotation, but hey, elbow rotation, that's something. Very tight wrists. I forgot how tight they were, because I think they're just pegged in. Yeah, they're just pegged, they're not even ball joints. But using a polycap, you do have a little bit of movement. Little wiggle. Stomach, just solid chunk. Nothing going on there. Even though they could have probably done it, because they have the hosing go all the way down here. They probably could have managed something. At least these get out of the way, the little winglets. But the skirts are also one solid chunk. So that's what you get. Knees aren't too bad. I think they're polycaps. Are they polycaps? I think they are. Yeah. I think it's the way they used to do it back in the day. Yep. A little key shape connection. A lot of older 144 models did that. And it works. And it's a nice tight joint. And the feet, well, they're very hindered because, you know, the bell bottoms has got going on. A little bit of detail underneath. Now, its weaponry, well, I mean, it has basically that awesome shield Gatling gun from the Gouf Custom. But it's just one chunk, pretty much. You still have the 3-barrel machine gun. Nothing moves on it, it's just there. One hole in one arm. It's a little unsightly, but hey, you're gonna, you know, plug that in. Don't know why you wouldn't. Fits nicely, doesn't do anything, it looks fine the way it is. You do have this port here, but obviously you're gonna put the shield in. Now, the best thing to do is first, don't have this on. Take the handle off. And the barrel comes off. The barrel's not that, like, it doesn't peg in that well. I would suggest gluing it. But what you want to do is have the handle go in there first. Because there's just not enough space to get the whole thing around, the whole rigmarole. And then you can just kind of sandwich it. So this peg goes into the port on the gun, and then that'll just go into this port here on the shield, and you're pretty much ready to go. And then you just get that barrel pegged in, and you know what? It's not that heavy. You can pretty much hold it. Okay, it starts to drip a little bit, and that I really should have glued that. But hey, now you know that, you know, it's like that. And you also got the heat sword. I think it's still a heat sword. And just stores in the shield if you want. Nice and tight, nice and secure. And of course you can take the hand cover off and shove it in there. And I haven't actually done this in a long time, so I'm not sure how well it's gonna hold in there. And the more I think about it, the more I think it had a different hand for this. It's been a while since I built this, but this is not going in. So yeah, because the hand cover, the hand cover bits block they block the handle, or the handle blocks the hand cover bits. See, that's weird. So it must have had a different hand. I just don't remember because I always have it stored in the shield, personally, just because I really like how it looks in there. Sure, it falls out if you tip it upside down, but I mean, how many people are going to tip them upside down if you're not making some weird video? And that's all we had for 20 years. 2018, we had the new high grade, which was p-bandai, of course. Oh, that really bugs me. And you know what? Some of it does have some plates from the Gouf Custom. God, this thing's a lot heavier too compared to that one. Wow, I didn't really notice until I held the other one. But yeah, it's got a nice weight to it. It's not like, oh my god, my hand is gonna fall off, but it's got the noticeable weight difference, and also a color difference. Because there's another version of this new high grade, from what I've seen by looking on the old Google, which is essentially this color scheme, and it was called, I think, Real Type version. So for some reason, the old high grade is still technically relevant because there is another color variant. So I don't need it if I could find it. And now this is a Temu purchase because it was $15 on their site, and I'm like, I've been wanting this thing for 6 years. Now the cheapest I saw, the official one, online, in Canadian, remember I'm Canadian, was $47 from Amazon. And I'm like, that's not terrible. I mean, $15 is way better, but that's not horrible for a p-bandai in Canadian. And then I saw the $30 shipping, and I'm like, oh, well, never mind. So actually, the cheapest I saw was about $62 Canadian. I know it's usually like retail for like 2,900 yen. I think that's how that goes, like $29 American. Well, that's not how it goes for me. Which it was, but it's not. But man, this thing was so good. Let's just do some comparison. We got the different colors and the lights. Look at that. This is all plastic. There's no stickers on the... Okay, there's stickers on the wings, just like on the original. So they got that going for them. A little clear stomach piece. And a pink mono eye, not a red one. It's kind of metallic. The turbines are separate. And, of course, as you would assume, 2018, way better posability. Granted, the head is still a little limited, but it's very... The way the hosing is, it's very close to the collar. I can see it being a little difficult. So it is a little weird assembled because, like, there's nothing concealing or covering up the hosing at the front at the snout. But once again, once you put it onto the torso, you're not really going to have much problem. Why do you want to yank the head off? Now the arms are better because you've got an extra torso hinge, but you've also got a little better going out. I mean, unless they have this shoulder arm on a double hinge to pull it up farther, it's really going to hinder the arm, like, no matter what. But you have about the same kind of articulation where it doesn't rotate at the elbow, it rotates at the bicep. And only one hinge in the elbow because it is, I think, still the normal Gouf Custom arm, which is older than 2018. And hey, torso joint. And it's separate because it all is connected to the waist, not the backpack. So that's a good thing. It's not amazing waist articulation, but hey, he can shimmy all over. And the skirts are posable, but the hosing definitely stops it. And these can still move. And the legs are slightly better. Once again, I wish these skirts could do something, but what are you going to do with the hosing in the way? I don't know. I'm sure they could have thought of something, but I'm not going to complain too much. Once again, they're working with an older base mold as well. And feet are decent. They have some good tilting for what they are, for how big they are, anyways. And hey, the wings can actually move. They can flutter. Oh, isn't that cute? And then we got the weaponry, which is exactly the same as the original one, just more detailed, as you would expect. If you already have the high-grade Gouf Custom, you pretty much know what you're getting. Same 3-barreled gun, which can pose this time on a couple spots. Now you got the tab instead of a port, which, you know what, it doesn't really matter. Because you're always going to have the, well, I mean, probably going to have the accessories covering it all the time. Yeah, that looks good. And I love the fact that the shield is mostly normal. It has some extra pegs here because of the added connectors that go on it, but it looks like a normal-ish Gouf shield from the outside. And, well, there's no real way to attach it at the moment because you kind of need this piece. But you know what? It doesn't really detract from the other side. So you can peg it in. It's a little high up. But you know what? You can do that. Just move the arm and you don't see any, like, ports and stuff. But of course, you want to get the other stuff to make the actual Gatling gun shield. God, that's a really good connection. This thing is, I think I've said this a lot of times. That's a really long peg, actually. Kind of scary. But I've been saying that a lot of these knockoffs are pretty much official in quality. And this thing is probably the most official I've actually built so far. I mentioned the weight. It's heavy. It went together perfectly. No problems at all. And it just looks amazing. So let's get you out of the way for now, because we're gonna start building this thing up. So we got this. It's gonna slide right over like that. Did I have this upside down? Am I dumb? I'm dumb. Oh well. Live and learn. Or just live. But yeah, they kind of go over the grooves on that handle part, so it's hard for it to pop off. Although it was pretty secure as it was, so whatever. Anyway, this whole contraption. This ribbon part, like for the ammo drum, because if you notice, and I can't remember if the official one came with it, it probably did, and I just lost it. And yeah, it should have it. I've just misplaced it. I didn't, like, it's somewhere, but I don't know where. I thought I had it, and apparently I didn't. But anyways, you just slide this shield into a very tight track. Like, this is probably the tightest part, the more difficult part of the kit. Just sliding that in. But it goes in, no problem really, once you get it in. Like, once you do it once, it goes in rather well. And the barrel doesn't come off. And it's a lot easier to get this into the actual hand, especially with this part. You can just kind of unpeg it, but it goes in like that. But it's not much of a big deal, because the hole in the hand is big enough. You can just kind of do that. And it does have a cool little, I think I mentioned this in the Red Comic Goof video I made, but you've got these little covers, these inserts, that they do like two things. They cover the poly cap so you don't see it, but they also have this little groove for a tab in the shoulder joint, so you can actually have the arm out with the Gatling gun, and that's gonna like kind of peg into place so you can keep the weight. Because while the old one could hold it well enough, you did see it starting to droop. This one with that peg, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I had my Goof Custom with that because it has the same piece in the arm out pose for quite a while, and it didn't droop. So I'm just saying. And you got the same kind of sword. Now it's not exactly the same. It's very close. The blades are very close. The hilt is slightly different, and so is the pommel. But I mean, you get the drift. And the colors you can kind of match. But if you just look at it at a glance, they kind of look identical. But it goes in there. And you have the extra hands to hold it, which the other one must have had extra hands, I just don't remember. That is a little wobbly in the hand. I mean, what are you going to do? I feel it should be a little tighter, but that's as tight as it goes. But it does look good. Oh, and one more thing that the knockoff came with, which I don't know if the official one came with. Let me know if you've had it or seen it. Water slide decals, which I want to say were more for the real type. I saw pictures of it being sold separately anyway, so no idea. But once again, this is apparently the real type colors, because it's got like more of a green hue to it and more of a gray, where this has like a dark brown and a very light sandy brown. I like having Gouf Flight Types. If I could find a knockoff of the real type in the new high grade version, I'd totally pick it up for $15. Why the hell not?